this is Cat's Diamond Painting. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you have joined me here before. I'm here today with a first look for Diamond Art Club. Thank you ever so much, Diamond Art Club, for sending this over to me. I'm really excited about this one. I think this is going to be such a beautiful, sort of almost snack size kit. Like, it's not tiny, but it's a bit of a smaller project, and I like having some of those now and again. So this is Pansy Basket by Gina Lee, and this one came out on Saturday, just gone, the 10th of January, and I just checked before hopping on to film, and as of this point in time right now, it is still available to order, so do check it out if you like what you see as I go through it. This is a round diamond painting, which, like, it definitely makes sense for a kit like this that is all about the focus on flowers, because, you know, that extra bit of sparkle works well, doesn't it, for flowers, and it's a butterfly and all of that. And on the side here, we can see that it has 61 colours, which includes 3 ABs and 3 fairy dust diamonds. And it's got a little over 34,000 drills, so it sounds like a big number, but in the context of diamond painting, it's really not that many. So let's take a look. The first thing I thought when I saw this was that it reminded me of my grandparents' house, my dad's parents, and my gramps was a keen gardener. And he often had pansies in the flower beds there. And I spent a lot of time with those grandparents as I was growing up, and I used to play in their garden a lot, and it just straight away made me think of them. Like, I'm useless with things like naming flowers, so if I can recognize and name a flower, like, you know that it means something to me. Anyway, inside we have the toolkit, which I will go through in a moment. We have, of course, the diamond painting and drills, and then right at the bottom, don't miss it because it's generally tucked at the bottom there, you have this pouch which has got lots of useful information, which I will also go through in a moment. But first off, let's take a look at the toolkit. So inside the toolkit, you will find you have a twist and pick applicator with wax and multi-placers, you have wax refill, you have a stackable tray with lid and stopper, and you have some resealable baggies. Now, because this is a smaller kit, we do have the smaller version of the tray. So larger kits come with a tray that is exactly like this, but just a bit bigger, whereas this one is nice and petite. So it's a little bit shallower, but it's still got decent sides. You know, you can shake around your drills without them coming out too easily. And it has the same slide off lid and stopper, which comes out once the lid is off. And if you have several of this size, you can stack them on top of each other. Inside there is a 7-placer and a little pad of pink wax. We get 2 different kinds of wax in these kits, just because different people like different things. Diamond Art Club did start putting this clear wax in the kits. Some people miss the old pink wax, so now we get both. So those are those. Then you have a little roll of baggies, and then last but not least, we have that twist and pick applicator pen. So one end has got a 4-placer preloaded on it. As you just saw, there is a 7-placer inside the tray, so if you prefer that size, you are all set. The pen has a nice ergonomic feel to it, and then on this end, if you take off this lid, you will see a single placer tip, and it's got a clear substance inside, which is that wax. So it's preloaded with some of that wax, but you have more of it for when you run out, or for your multi-placer as well. What you do to use this is you just twist this bit, and the wax is going to come out of the tip up here, pinch off any excess, and then you are good to go to single place. And because it's attached to the wax in this chamber, you're not going to find that the wax gets pulled out of the pen with special drills. And yeah, you just twist it every time you want a little bit more wax. Once this is all used, you can unscrew the chamber the other way, and then you can refill it with one of the waxes here, or maybe a putty if you prefer, whatever your preferred adhesive of choices. So that is the pen. Next up, we're going to take a look at this thank you for your purchase pouch. So inside, if I pull these flaps together to open it, there is a treasure quest card, which I'll explain in a moment. You've got your sticky labels here and a lovely image of the artwork there. And then you also have lots of useful information on the inside flaps of this pouch. So you've got tips and tricks for your project at the top. You've got a link to Diamond Art Club's Facebook group. You must have made a purchase from Diamond Art Club directly, before to be eligible to join, and they will vet you. So if your Facebook name doesn't match the name on your Diamond Art Club account, you may just need to pop a message to customer services. But it's a really great resource. You know, people share kits that they've completed. It might be the first place that lands on your newsfeed about new releases. It's a fun place to be. Here is how to use and refill that pen. Then we've got step-by-step instructions for diamond painting. Got to include those in every kit because we've all got to start somewhere. Maybe this is the very first kit you're going to purchase. And then you've got kit contents down here. And over here, you have saved 20% off your first app purchase. I always like to point out that you never need to pay full price at Diamond Art Club. So every purchase that you make, there's going to be some kind of discount available to you, unless something is already so heavily discounted that they've not enabled discount codes. This one will give you 20% off the first time you purchase off Diamond Art Club's app. It is a one-time use code, so use it wisely. There are also other first-time user discounts. For instance, I have a couple of affiliate codes down in the description box below. If you would like to use either of those, you are more than welcome, and I appreciate it as I would make a small amount of commission. So CAT20 gives you 20% off your first ever purchase, or CAT10 would give you $10 US off, or the equivalent in your local currency. So just, do the maths, figure out which one's better for you, or don't feel obligated, but make sure you use a code. And then even when you've been purchasing from them a long time, like I have, if you join this face group, you will find there are evergreen codes that you can use to continue to receive discounts. They also have a really great rewards program. So we pick up rewards points on our purchases, which you can also redeem against future purchases. So the value that you see when you look at their website, you're never going to actually have to pay that much in practice. Okay. Treasure Quest card next. So this is a bronze card, which I can tell by the colour of the border here, although it's a little hard to see against the holographic image. And then also on the back, the shape of this bordering here, and if in doubt, it actually says bronze there. So Treasure Quest cards, they kind of have two purposes. One is just that they are a fun trading card. Lots of people enjoy trading cards. I certainly like having all of mine arranged in a little trading card wallet. But the other purpose is that you can use these to claim rewards. So cards may come in bronze, silver, gold, or black. By far the most common is bronze. So most people who buy this kit are going to receive a bronze card like I did. But some will receive silver, some gold, and a lucky few will receive black cards because they're rather rare. The purpose of the different colours, well, it adds another fun bit of collectability, but also you use them for rewards. So check out this address here, diamondartclub.com/redeem. It'll be printed on the base of your Treasure Quest card if you can't quite read that. And it's going to tell you what combinations of cards you need to collect in order to claim rewards. And those rewards will either be gift cards, which are fab because unlike discount codes, they can be stacked. They basically work as cash. So if you have, say, a $50 gift card, you can just load that on your account and you can still use those discounts. And yeah, it's free cash basically. Or the top prize is a custom kit from Diamond Art Club, which is the only way that you can get a custom kit through Diamond Art Club and receive their kit quality for your chosen artwork. So once you've had a look at that and you've figured out what colours you would need to have and how many of them, once you've got those cards, what you're going to do is go onto the website, click on the option to claim the reward that you want. You'll scratch off these panels. I tend to leave them unscratched until I need them. And you'll enter the codes that are underneath on the website, and then you will be able to redeem your reward. And then the other thing we had in there was the sticky label sheet. So as I said, there is a lovely image of the artwork here. I've just started keeping a paper logbook this year. So having always just admired these and said, they're really logbook appropriate. Even more so now because I can actually use them. So you also have some cutout stickers on the front, by the way, if you just want to have those, stickers reflecting the branding. But then on the inside, probably the most important aspect of this is the individually cut sticky labels for your storage pots. So you've got a label here for each of the 61 colours. And yeah, just makes kitting up a lot easier. What a bright and vibrant colour palette for this kit. If you know anything about me, if you've stopped by this channel before, you will know I'm always banging on about how I like working on bright, colourful kits. So yeah, this one is very me. And then at the end here, we have those 3 ABs and those 3 fairy dust drills. ABs have a glitzy coating. They're used for accents. Fairy dust drills, I say they're kind of more used for texture because they're quite subtle until you're up close. They're basically drills that have mica powder inlaid in the top of them. So it's like a very subtle glitter effect. But I will go through all of the drills in a little bit so you'll be able to see them up close. Okay, let's crack on and take a look in the kit. I do apologise if you can hear my washing machine on a spin cycle in the background. Hopefully it's far enough away from the microphone that you can't, but just if you hear any whirring noises, that's what's going on. So, your diamond painting will come. Oops! Oh, I've somehow managed to rip off the entire sticky bit, which is a little annoying because I want to use that to put this away again in a bit. Because I personally like to store all of my diamond paintings in the boxes they come in to keep them nice and fresh until I get round to working on them. Anyway, so this dust cover bag is part of what's going to keep your kit nice and neat. It's branded like so. And then the drills got a bit overexcited and escaped. So there they are, really pretty colours. And Diamond Art Club's rounds are, for my money, the best in the business. They are so sparkly, usually very little trash, and they're just really, really vibrant. So I'm going to go through all of those individually in a little bit, but I always, at this point, like to take a little peek at the canvas. You'll find it has Diamond Art Club's super soft tarpaulin backing for a real luxurious touch. And because it's made with poured glue, I am just going to roll it back on itself to flatten it out. And I'm just going to show you as well at this point. Do you see these grey lines? Quite subtle, but they're just running through the canvas in a grid pattern. What that is about is that Diamond Art Club has made their covers perforated. So they're basically pre-sectioning the canvas for us. The canvas is broken up into 10 by 10 centimetre sections, and the faint grey line just helps you when you're working up close on it to see where the edges of sections are. So here we go. Oh, pretty, pretty. Right, let me just flatten it out a little further because I don't know what it is, but smaller kits always seem to end up a little more crumpled in the box. So a good hack for that is just to gently peel the cover back and flatten it back down. And I'll do the same up here. And there we go. It's now pretty flat. So is that, or is that not, a gorgeous painting? I really like this one. It's so pretty. It is quite confetti heavy. What I mean by that is that you'll be changing the colour of drill in your tray quite often, basically. There's not really any large blocks of one colour or another where you can just tip a load of drills into your tray and work through them. There are some smallish blocks, but round drills often for a lot of people do work up a little quicker than square drills anyway because they're a bit bigger. So for the same size canvas, with round drills, you will be placing fewer drills than if you had a square drill canvas of the same dimensions. Oh, I do think rounds were a good choice for this one. I personally am someone who has a preference for squares, but I do enjoy round kits as well when it suits the artwork. And yeah, I'm finding these days that Diamond Art Club's round kits are a lot easier to work on than in the past because they've really put a lot of work into fixing the grid. And by that, I mean the positioning of the drills. So how tight the spaces are that the drills are supposed to go into. And it used to be that maybe they were a little gappy on round drills, and now the grid is just perfection. So it's making it a lot easier for people like me who like to multi-place when we can and keep things nice and neat and even. So yeah, it's really making it much more of a similar experience to working on square drills than it used to be. And I'm a big focus for me this year is to work on lots of round kits and just, you know, get myself as used to them as squares. And this is going to be one of the kits that I hope to work on this year because it is just so pretty. It'd be a nice one to work on in the spring or summer, wouldn't it? For, you know, pretty obvious reasons. We also have a butterfly up there. Love a butterfly in diamond painting form. So yeah, Very, very pretty indeed. Okay, I'm going to go through those drill colours now, and then after that I'm going to come back in a little bit and check out where the special drills go. Okay, so first off we have the most mini baby strip of drills, which just has 2 little packs on it. So do be careful when opening this, because it kind of flew out when I opened the pack and it would have been easy to lose it. You've got 937 and 3837 on this little mini baby strip, and you can see there the sparkle on those round drills. It is amazing. They're like little gemstones. 470, Z744. So here is the first of the fairy dust drills, and hopefully you can just about see what I mean about that subtle glittery coating. It really is subtle, and you'll see it more clearly when you look at them without a plastic bag in the way. But yeah, like I said, they add texture and sort of accents, subtle accents. Then we have 550, 3607, 890, 742, 704, 402, 301, 703, 433, 3689, getting into the bigger bags now, 3805, 3776, Z3806, a nice big bag of this pink fairy dust. Then 319, 700, 2 bags of 700, sorry. And then 702 and 699. So there are some quite big bags of these green drills, which obviously makes sense looking at the artwork. We've got all these lovely green foliage in the background. The next strip of drills kicks off with this AB. This is AB 3819. And just in case you've not come across them before, this is what an AB looks like. You can see that lovely, pretty, glitzy, sort of almost oil slick effect coating. Then there's 3823, 3856, 165, 210, 825, 154, 3766, 826, 745, 915, 3772, AB 3609, another very pretty one, 3608, 718, 553, AB 741, 819, 743 and Z3865 on the end. And then the last strip of drills has some of the smaller bags. So on here we have 580, 581, 3840, 740, 310, 211, 900, 935, 644, 824, 917, 945, 209, 304, 807, 951, 828, 827, 895 and 898. So there are a lot of different really bright and vibrant shades in this painting. It really is going to be glorious. Okay, let's crack on with the rest of the video. So as this one is smaller, I'm not going to do my usual pan over, but I'm just going to bring it up a little bit closer so that you can see some of those details and get a feel for what I was saying about, you know, confetti versus colour blocking and what kind of a project this is going to be like to work on. Look at the bright colours. This row is just, oh, I love a bit of pink. And a little bit of a clash. I love that red and orange clashing with the pink. Here we go. And then at the top you have that beautiful butterfly. And then all this foliage and the blue sky. Beautiful. Okay, let's try and figure out where the special drills go. So first up there is an orange AB, and I don't think there's a huge amount of that in there. So it's in the centre of some of these flowers. I can't think what the terminology is. Is it like the stamen or something? I'm not sure. Anyway, the centre of the flowers. And I think that's a kind of a reoccurring theme because it's in a few bits of the same places. But then there are some sections like here and here, little bits of it scattered around. It's in this flower. It's a little bit around here and around here. A little bit here. And And that is finally about it. There was actually more of that one than I expected when I started looking for it. And then the pink AB, which was a really pretty shell pink, and that's a lowercase n. So that one, I see that around here. So it's almost, I would say that was definitely a pink, but it's actually going around the edges of these lilac-y purpley flowers. It's over here as well. And I don't actually see it in the pink flowers. So maybe I misjudged it a little bit through the packaging. Sometimes it's less clear when you're not looking at them directly, because it's also around these, outlining these parts of this purpley flower, and a little bit up there, a little bit over here, and I think that's about it, although I wonder about that butterfly. No, I don't see any in there. Then we have that green AB. Sorry, I'm not sure my camera's focusing, but I'm looking for a plus symbol now. That is around here. There's a little bit here. Some over here as well. And a little bit up here. I don't think there's any in the foliage. I think that is all normal drills. Okay, and then we have the fairy dust drills. So we have the yellow one, which is this symbol with 2 slashes, and that is all around here. It's down here. There is some over here and here. And there is some of that in the butterfly as well. And then the anchor symbol is that pink fairy dust. And that one there's a lot of. I do see that kind of everywhere that there's pink, I think. So it's all around here and here and here. It's over in this section. It's over here. There's a lot of that one. So I'm guessing, yeah, that is also in the butterfly, because of course you've got to accent your butterfly. And then lastly, there is a white fairy dust, which is that dot symbol, as it often is. So it's down here. There are a few little specks of it over here. It's in this white flower here and up in this section. And then there are little bits around here just accenting. It's often used as a kind of catching the light sort of effect. So there's a little bit over here in this lighter part of the sky as well. And a few little dots in the butterfly. So reasonably heavy amount of special drill use for this kit, I would say, which does not surprise me at all, because butterflies and flowers are very, very classic things to be accented with special drills. Makes a lot of sense. It's gonna be super pretty, I reckon. Really looking forward to seeing this one done. Okay, so that is everything I have for you today. I hope you've enjoyed taking a look at this with me. Do drop a comment down below. Let me know if you bought this one on Saturday, or if you wish listed it, or if maybe you're thinking of picking it up in the future. Gina Jane Lee is a really fabulous artist. And I think she has a lot of fans with Diamond Art Club. So yeah, I'm sure I'm not alone in my admiration for this one. And like I said at the start, it's like verging on snack size. It's going to be a lovely quickish project, probably in the spring, as I said. Gorgeous. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this, and if you have, please consider dropping a like on the video. It really helps. And if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, I'd love to have you stick around, so please consider doing that too. And I will hopefully see you again soon. Bye bye.